Hello and welcome to the Herd Racing League. We have a rather interesting course this time with, a whole lot of doing to do here. We've got on for tonight. We have Zwift Medio Fondo. So the 2022 Medio Fondo. So this is going to be interesting. I'm here right now. We've got you're joining us, Nate Holm. Hi, Nate. Nate.
Hey, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just getting ready to race.
Oh, good stuff. And we've got Mark John. So, Mark, this is your debut. Welcome.
Good evening.
Okay, so right now, I think just looking, I only recognize one of the 4 Ds that have just kicked off. So they are moving along. And I have messed that up. So there, we are now watching Atchinger from Team Vegan, who I believe is currently in first place in the Ds for the season. So it looks like he's trying to finish everything out. And we're gonna have this go. I know. So Nate's gonna leave us for a bit. He's actually racing, so he's gonna jump in with us occasionally here. And
It's gonna be a fun one.
There's a lot to this. So so it doesn't look like a whole lot's happening in the Ds here. So I'm just gonna throw up our course description graphic. This is so it's the Medio Fondo, 79 kilometers. So first we're gonna do a little lap around the volcano. Come back and do the Zwift Sprint. Back through the Anyway, through the Zwift Sprint. Then we're gonna go up the bypass and across the new bypass and down. So the Ocean Cliffside Lava Loop. Then we're gonna head out to the desert and do the reverse Fuego Flats segment. Gonna swing back around in the forwards sprint segment. Back through the desert, back up up through Titans Grove and do the Titans Grove KOM. And we continue on and on and on. And we go through and we do the sprint reverse. Then do the hilly KOM reverse, one of my favorites, but we've done a lot by this point. The Fuego Flats Sprint a second time. Through the desert again, only this time we take a left and go up the epic KOM to the banner. Now, it is unfortunate, but it appears that the fastest time segment on the epic KOM didn't work properly in the first one, so it's probably not going to work. So, I'm going to do some messaging here, but that looks like it's the way it's going to go.
Yes, perhaps if we can change the race distance by an extra meter for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, so so I think it might be best to just leave it the same for the whole weekend and go from there. The epic KOM, even on a race this long, is pretty significant on the places. So I think really the placing probably covers most of that. Okay, and so Nate has kicked off here. Just 1 second and we'll bring that up. Okay. And I'm just going to give up and go straight to that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Nate in the seas, just still on the beach, just heading out the beach. Atchinger, the 4Ds are together as they really should do. Heading around the volcano, they're not going to go up the volcano, just across the land bridge through the village, the Italian village, and off the through the sprint. So, Mark, what do you think on tactics here?
Well, yeah, it's going to be a long race and very small groups so far in C and D. I think, yeah, you want to stick together as much as possible to save energy. But, yeah, at a certain point, I guess we might start to see splits.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I would say if I wouldn't be trying to drop anybody, at least not anytime soon. If I'm racing, especially in C, I guess some of it is it worth letting the group go to grab the Bs before the Fuego Flats Reverse?
It could well be. I mean, the interesting as well is that there's no actual scoring climb until 37 kilometers in.
Yeah.
So it's a long way to go. So there's really not much to be gained from going solo, really.
No, and yeah, it's. I would be waiting for anybody going slower up that first part of the epic reverse climb that we do here. That's not scored. Ooh, it's because then when you hit when we hit the sprint forward, you want as big a group as you can to get the fastest time. So yeah, anybody that drops off that takes off the front solo is going to be disadvantaged on that, and potentially if the rest of the group drops back to the Bs for Fuego and forms a bigger group for that segment, you'll be very disadvantaged. So no, to me it should be very calm from here to the sprint point, and then from there at least until the Fuego reverse segment.
Yes, and I see Terry in the Steeds has already commented it's a Fondo. So
yeah.
the Steeds are definitely fully embracing the Fondo spirit so far. There's only 7 of them, but they're all nicely together, having a nice little warm up for the race.
Yeah.
"30 seconds until the bees get underway."
30 seconds for the Bs. Okay. I need to. Sorry, I've got an input issue here.
We're stepping up at the D, so there's 4 in the D race. Unfortunately, only 2 appear to be on Zwift power.
Ah, that is unfortunate.
So we need to get on those 2 people's Zwift activities afterwards and encourage them to join the Zwift power plan.
Okay, so who do we have in the Bs? I guess there's you and I. We've got Timmy Time, OTR, Chris S from OTR, Allie from Dirt. Yeah, here we go. This is
Yes, looks like 7 again for the Bs.
I think so. Yeah, that looks like 7. So it looks like, yeah. So Scorekeeper did start the race earlier, but I don't know whether he just had to stop or had a, our classic electronical failure. But yeah.
I understand he had to stop for non-Zwift reasons.
Okay.
He's back on now, and whether anticipating or not, I don't know how much he wanted it. If we have Tyler in here as well in the A's, then we'd have a top of the table clash.
Yeah, which is, I love it. Actually, that's terrific.
Great news for us, certainly. I think the D's are approaching the very first sprint.
Oh. Okay. The D's approach this.
Getting 5 seconds cleared.
Okay. Oh, I am. Oh, darn it.
Mike putting down good watts. People as well as left behind and might actually, if he keeps it going, get a faster time here.
Look at that. That was a pretty good sprint by Atchinger. I don't know. Shoot, I'm not seeing the leaderboard.
I didn't get the scoreboard, but I believe People would have got the fastest time there. He did start about 5 seconds further back.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, so it's showing Chariot as the fastest time. I think even faster. So yeah, that could be interesting. If they're on Zwift Power, yeah.
Yeah, I believe neither Chariot or Scott are on Zwift Power. Basically Americans, I believe. And Pete's now putting down a feather power up to try and make sure he does catch up to Mike straight away.
Yeah, and I guess that's one thing, or one way to do it. It would be, I guess they've already lost 3 minutes to the C's, so you're probably not going to stay with the C's up the first part of Epic. So you want to go as fast as you can with the group here.
Yes, we'll hope that the C's continue their fonder spirit once we do get to that little time.
Yeah.
Little, somewhat putting it lightly.
Well, and I know, I think probably the most similar course we've done to this is the when we did Big Foothills, but that was still pretty aggressive. I wouldn't call that Fondo. Certainly when the race I did anyway.
Yes, I feel like Big Foothills, you have the hills at fairly good even intervals during the race.
Yes.
It doesn't have. I feel like today's route very much the fear of the back end of the race and how hard that's going to be might keep everyone in check early on.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay, so the A's are off. Who do we have? Okay, I thought I saw Tatum, but he's just watching. Not surprised. He's pretty steady on race number 3 time slot.
Yep, I'm pretty sure Tatum will be racing tomorrow morning. And not being drawn into a battle that will end past 1 a.m.
Oh.
We've got a couple of these pushing the pace up the dirt climb. Not necessarily a good idea to have a gap going into the sprint.
No, yeah, it's although yeah, if you can drop somebody off the back so they don't get draft, but it still doesn't seem very likely to work here.
Well, it's an interesting spread. Front 4 may be coming together in time, but then the back 3 as well. And well, it's all off now. I half wonder if Terry went a little bit early there. He went from quite far back to leading through the start line, so he's got to really keep it going.
He is a heck of a sprinter, though. So Nate is on the tail of Ryan Wang. That's going to be really close. And yep, I lost the scoreboard right away because we turned off. Okay, now I see what's happening there.
So we'll see 24 and 25 second times, but I'm going to hope that Zwift Power can come to the rescue in a moment and show fastest C times in the primes.
Okay.
Before these get around to wiping all of that away. Looks like the bees are having a nice little chat about ZOR.
Okay. So we'll see whether they wait up. It looks like 2 of the C's ended up falling off the back after that sprint here. Very much looks like they're waiting up.
Yes, and they're putting in a bit of effort as well to also.
Yeah. But yeah, so even with that sprint, so between after the D sprint to after the C sprint, the C's only made up 20 seconds. So I don't think outside of the sprint they're going any faster at this point, or not much. Yeah.
That's good news for the D's in terms of perhaps getting the group draft.
Yeah. So
at a bed time and maybe having a similar pace when that does happen.
So yeah.
Well, I'm just noticing that one of the C's, Schubert, was asking, so do we sprint these?
Oh no.
Fortunately, he's asked that after the first of many.
As opposed to yeah, well into the race. Okay, so the B's are approaching the sprint now. We'll just switch to watching that. I've got I'm watching Ali, who is tail gunning to perfection here.
Very much his strategy.
Absolutely. Here we go. He's not off by very much, but it's...
And in fact, he's been caught out a bit, and he's going to cross the sprint start line almost in second place.
Yeah. And not moving very fast. This is into what I talked about last week, where, at a certain point, you are better off just going as opposed to taking that tail gunning too far. Because Ali hit the start line, almost stopped, although so did everybody else. So I think he probably got that one, it looks like. But
We blinked, and it did look like he got that one, yeah.
yeah, so I'm showing, he's got that at a 24/7. So I think that's about the same as what the C's did.
So the C was also on Zwift House. Like, actually, it's a little bit slower. So Terry was the fastest C with the 23.6.
Yep. But I say that doesn't surprise me because Ali was the fastest, and he had not yet started sprinting at all until after he'd crossed the start line. So for
Yes, in a race like this, you do enough compared to what everyone else is doing. There's no need to go in too many matches too early. I'm counting 6 of the C's.
Six now? Okay, I think we've lost one then.
From Zwift Power, so there's one in there that you feature in the middle.
Okay.
I think the Australian grey doesn't appear to be on the Zwift Power listing.
Yep.
But he's still in the race.
So, Mark, Lassie says that it sounds like you've fallen down the well, and they can barely hear your forlorn cries.
Well, there's not much I can do if it's a bit bad. I can stitch it and louder, but
no.
I can assure you I'll be safely on my sofa, not in a perilous position.
Okay, so I think I might know what's happened there. Okay, there we go. That was on me. I apologize, Mark.
Oh, so hopefully I'm a little bit louder for everyone now then. So it looks like we've got 8 A's, but Tyler doesn't seem to be riding. Goalkeeper in his tiger-like kit.
Yeah, let's see if we can jump. We'll jump to that. So he does, yeah. So it looks like Salmon is off the back and approaching at speed, so he is going to get a slingshot here.
Yes, I think Salmon must have had some kind of issue to be so far off the back, whereas Goalkeeper and Saunders are playing the games.
Yeah, no, I thought Salmon was just trying to hit their back with speed at the start line, but no, he's just sitting at 5.5, so not really sprinting at all. So that does look like Scorekeeper almost definitely got that one.
Yes, definitely. Saunders second in 22 seconds, and Scorekeeper was faster than that.
Yeah, and he's got the sprint jersey, so yes. Okay. Darn it. Okay, we'll head back to the...
The bees are about to start climbing, so the C's are very much on the up already, and the D's are going down the shortcut, so they have most of the climbing out of the way for the D's.
Yeah. So it does look like the D's... yeah, the two that are on Zwift Power are sticking together, and Scott is a second behind them. So it looks like those guys are sticking together.
Interestingly, in the C's, Nate is about 30 seconds clear.
I did not see how that happened, I have to admit.
He's certainly not pushing just to necessarily keep it, but yeah, I didn't see that either. Terry's just reassuring everyone that it's not a timed climb, so
Yeah.
I tried to split the field, but it didn't work.
No, yeah, you're split, but it's just you.
I know. It's all good. Testing their legs. I thought I'd at least get half of them, but they all set up halfway through, so I was like, back off.
Yep.
Anyway, it was a good race. Strong fields, even though there's 7 of us, so
yeah, good. No, it's some good racers for sure. And I'm seeing the B's less than 2 minutes back, so I don't know how much you guys are sitting up, but that could get interesting.
Yeah. Well, we're all going to be together, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Yep.
But yeah, it's quite mellow. I thought I'd catch half the field out, but it didn't work.
I don't think that's really embracing the Fondo spirit there, Nate.
Yeah. It's all good. I'll buy them a virtual beer after the race.
It's a big race because you can secure your C standings win if it goes your way.
Yeah, I mean, top 3 and I'm good. Anything after that, then it's depending on other scores. I got a race of when I came 8th, where I basically was still racing with COVID. It wasn't fun. But now, lungs feel healthy, so it should be a good race.
Yes, I think you've got a 2-point lead, and the 2 guys behind have a 7th place to lose, and you've got an 8th place to lose. So it's a good position to be in.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. And on my screen anyway, it looks like you were second to Terry on that first sprint, Nate.
Yes, Terry got the first one. I got second. I kind of jumped Ryan, so I'm happy with that. You know, Terry's just got a great sprint, especially a long sprint.
Yeah.
He can hold that 9-10 watts for that whole length. Like the short sprints are my kind of better ones, so it's all good. Oh well, they're about to rejoin again, so.
Yep. So although it looks like the D's have pulled out a bunch of time on you guys on that climb, so
they're kicking it.
And you guys are dropping the B's as well, so.
Unfortunately, though, the A's are racing hard.
They are. The A's are going to come flying through the B's here shortly.
I got a nice little test on my legs, so they felt good.
Good, good. So it looks like it's also only 6 in the B's, so.
Yeah, it's a small field.
Yeah, it is. think the A's might be our biggest here.
Biggest by number, although only 2 of them really went for the sprint.
Yeah.
But they're certainly going for the climb. So it could be to scorekeeper's advantage if Saunders isn't able to keep up.
Oh, very much. Yes.
And there's a 5-second gap between them now.
And growing, so and scorekeepers with a group here.
Yeah, this is tricky. There's a couple a bit behind Saunders, but he's alone and against a group.
Yeah, so it looks like, there is another group behind, so Saunders is probably going to sit up a little bit and ride with them. So we'll see how that goes. I am very impressed with just how slow the C's are managing to go here.
Yes, they're only a minute and a half ahead of the B's now, if the time gaps are to be believed on the sidebar.
Yeah, and they've given up almost a minute to the D's to where they were. They are definitely understanding what the race is here.
Yes, well, it's going to be quite interesting then when we'll get a nice big B and C group sooner rather than.
Yeah, it does. Definitely sounds like we'll get some B's and C's, and
your favourite tactic of dropping back to the B's.
yeah. So it does look like the whole C's are pulling that same tactic. So
Yes, if everyone does it, then nobody gets the advantage. So.
no, except they all get to relax, I guess.
Yeah, there's 5 kilometres until the sprint line starts, so there's probably a good chance the B's will be with them by then.
Yeah. I'm interested to see whether anybody actually stops to make sure it happens. Yeah, back in the D's, they've, if we believe Zwift, they've got 3.5 minutes on the C's now. So, yeah, very.
Yes, I suppose there's the downhill maybe in between them, which may be stretching things, but it's certainly. Three minutes on Zwift Power Live as well, so.
No, I think it's about right. I don't think that time is outrageously wrong.
Yeah.
It's been moving steady. I think the C's and B's might bring them back a little bit, but yeah, the C's and B's are kind of getting closer and closer here.
Saunders has made it back in the A's. That's good news for the competition.
Oh, good.
Yeah. There's a Brazilian and Japanese A+ rider in the group, and they were definitely driving it on the climb.
Yes.
It looks like the gap has stabilised between the C and Bs to be about a minute and a half.
It does.
So they won't be together at the start of Fuego Sprints.
Well,
Saying that now Zwift tells me it's a minute, so
yeah.
we shall see.
This is looking interesting. So the Ds are getting very close to this segment here.
Yes. Whether we'll see Segura people drop back, not really. They're pretty going to be starting it pretty much together, so whoever finishes it first is probably going to get the point.
Yep. Yep. Okay, let's just see. Oh, Nate is doing what he's backing off the group.
Meanwhile, Schubert is inching off the front of the group.
That's an interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Yeah, I think if I was Nate, I would seriously consider just stopping right now.
Yes. The bees aren't going to be too far away. If you stop, there's a good chance that they will catch up.
But I guess there's no guarantee the bees are actually going to be faster.
Nope. And you don't need 10 seconds or whatever off the bat. Just a couple of seconds can be enough, really.
Yep.
I'm sure Ali's going to be entertaining to follow in a minute or so's time, though, just to see.
Most definitely. I'm just gonna. Let's just switch and watch Nate here as he pulls off his tail gun. Oh, and he's gone past Terry.
Hello and good evening, guys.
Hi, Tatum.
Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Going well. So so none of the categories have caught each other yet. The C's are just about to hit the Fuego Flats Reverse.
Brilliant.
And Nate and Terry are.
Nate's panicking here. He's putting his sprint on before the start line.
Yeah, that.
I think we've got Chevel trying to make them regret their life choices.
Yeah.
I got home from an event, managed to quickly get Zwift on, join a pen, and fan view a rider. So I haven't watched much yet, but I've got the A race in front of me.
So the A race has definitely been the most aggressive so far. In the C's, it's so Terry was the fastest on the first sprint, and he just kind of won the race to the back on the tail gun with Nate. So
yeah.
And
very interesting strategy in the Bs just now.
Yep.
Chris Stewart was about 2 seconds behind Ali. Ali just pulled up the pairing screen, complete halt, and make sure he was last through. And now it's the race to catch back up. But 20 seconds spread between the 6 Bs, and the A's are only 20 seconds behind.
And I see they want to actually flag a rider. Seems like it. They're giving scorekeeper a run for his money.
Is it the Brazilian or the Valhinho or Takasugi that they're not happy with, Tatum?
Yeah, I see it's him that they're not happy with.
They're both A+ on Zwift Power, but I haven't checked to see whether they are Z Power as well.
Okay. Yeah, if you look at Valhino, there's no lightning bolt next to his power to weight.
Yeah, so it is Valhinho. Yeah.
So looks at that lead guy. Looks at that lead guy. Come here. Ouch. So looks as though that lead guy quit, but Alan was chasing him down. That's why I had to go.
Yep.
But that lead guy was doing big power, and then he quit. So Alan was left out front on his own.
Ah.
But it was I don't know.
You've lost Orang though. That I think Orang is going to rely on the Bs to bring him back.
Yeah, but I mean, he's way down on this segment, so it's all good.
You got it's between you and Terry.
It's only a couple of points, but there's a long way to go in this one.
Yep, very long way.
Nasty course.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, glad we got a bit more pace because that was below 30k was a bit slow for me.
Yeah, so it looks like the A's, B's, and C's are all going to come together here pretty quickly.
Ooh.
Yes, we've got the main B group about 40 seconds behind Nate's, and they're only 5 seconds in front of the A's, or the leading A's.
Yeah, and there's still two B's 6 seconds ahead of the other 3.
Yes, well, the A's are going to wipe that out. We've got Valhinho and Takasugi.
Yeah.
Leading sprint keeper clear.
Ali's not happy on the chat.
Nope.
I think he's okay. I think he was worried that the A's would catch before the segment started, which would not been good news for his tactics.
And ahead of all of this carnage, the D category are still 3 of them riding together, almost 2 minutes ahead of all of this mess.
little do they know what's storming into them.
Yeah, so the A's and some of the B's are together now. So four of the B's. There's a couple B's and a Wang are just 5 seconds ahead of that. Yeah, this is looking like might be everybody together by the end of the segment.
It's going to be interesting to see how long they stay together.
And here's the C's. You might want to get the move on here, C's, because they're going through at a good pace. I see Nate's putting down the orange numbers.
Yeah, Nate. Terry put in some 6s and 7s there, I think, too. So I'm pretty sure he'll get on, but they might lose some. They might lose some C's there.
Terry was the closest to being lost, but he delivered a good sprint.
No, it looks like you lost 1 C.
Yeah.
Verrero or something.
Verray,
yeah. So
he's the one that's not on Zwift Power anyway. So
okay.
It's a shame for him because he's lost out on what was quite a nice race, but he wasn't going to be on the results either way.
There goes Valhino again. For interest's sake, a Z-Power rider that doesn't have that lightning bolt, would he get a DQ after the race?
Yes, he won't be in the results. But the interesting thing is the fact that there's one B is following, and so all the other Bs have to follow, so all the Cs have to follow.
Yeah.
If Stoker had just let them go, then the opportunity, I suppose.
Yeah.
We've lost Alan Chevel now. That surge was too much for him. And what really hope doesn't happen is the C's get dropped 1 by 1, because it's a much better race if they can stick together. For us as the viewer, at least.
It's nice to have the two basically main bunches together. Three main bunches, A, B, and C mixed.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, and we do have quite a long flat section still, so it could last for a while.
Well, we're gonna sprint around and come through the sprint the other way, so that's going to be interesting.
These are only 25 seconds ahead now. We will have an A, B, C, D group.
Well, I don't know if the D's are going to be able to hang on to this. I guess they've slowed down a bit now, but...
It's probably in their interest, perhaps not to really. Just let them fly by and they can continue their race.
Yeah, the only thing would be if one or more of them thought they could stick with the C's for a long time here.
But Also, though, we're going to hit the sprint just as the catch happens, so they might not get much of a choice. We're going to
No.
see. We're probably going to see all 4 categories sprinting it out at the same time.
Yeah.
And yep, here's the catch and here's the sprint.
No chance of holding that.
So on the Bs, it looks like Ali's perfectly happy to stay right in the draft there because he did have the tail gun advantage. Atchinger did stick with that group for a little bit to, so he got that one by a significant bit. And looks like Terry got it in the Cs, and then Nate in second. So. And scorekeeper number 1 in the A's. It looks like some of the A's may have quit here.
It looks like it's just these 3 ahead that I can see at the moment.
Yes. So Saunders is a bit unhappy with the fact that the influence of Brazilian, he's trying to call the scorekeeper and the other guy to drop back to them because there's 3 of them, but they're nearly 2 minutes down now.
Yeah.
Looks like scorekeeper is willing to do that after the sprint, which would be good to see.
Yeah. I think scorekeeper's biggest worry that he's here with is that Tucker, the Waze rider, Tucker, surname.
Yes.
Because the other guys.
If he drops back, then Tucker is sort of giving him 4 points to the finish line, but I think scorekeeper can definitely make up more than 4 points on the earlier segment. Conversation in the Bs now, whether to let the A's go also, I think. And this time Stoker is saying yes, he's happy for it. But we are into the sprint.
That's quite a sprint, that.
That is quite the sprint. And he's still up around 10.
Yeah. And positionally, Ali is leading the ways in the Bs and Nate's leading the way in the Cs. Nate more than 3 seconds ahead of the next C, so that should be a win there.
That looks like.
Looks like Taco might also slow as well.
Yeah.
I think he might have agreed. Yeah.
So it looks like Nate got first and Terry third. So that should put those 2 level on points.
Yeah. B's want to let A's go, but the A's have decided to drop back. That's interesting.
I was tracking that too. It was pretty funny. We'll see if the C's take the lead here.
Well, so actually, the Takasugi is not dropping back. He's decided to press on, and I think he decided he fancies some training with the Brazilian, perhaps. But scorekeeper is definitely going to sit up and wait the couple of minutes, perhaps, to meet up with the other 3 A's. And I mean, why not? Because the other 3 A's, they're not even sprinting the sprint here.
Looks like I joined motion at a very, very interesting time in the game.
Yeah.
So the Bs are together again. They've lost Scott by about 14 seconds, but
Yeah, so the
Zwift
bees
Tower
are
contenders are together.
the bees are mostly together, but Timmy is off the back by a couple seconds. So he's coming back though, and it looks like Allie's kind of waiting for him a little. And one of the C's is with him. Scorekeeper is dropping off the back to ride with the other guys.
Yeah. I think fair move. Help them out, get everyone across the line quicker.
Yeah.
Yep, so Ed's back. I think that was a good effort. I think both Ed and Timmy will have been tailed off during the sprinting action at least, so it's nice to see they both made it back.
Yep.
The chat going on is very interesting.
Well, and I do find that happens during the longer points races. Is everybody gets chatty in the middle bits here.
Because this is now a long way through. There's not much happening. No segment for quite a while.
Well, so I mean, it's through the desert. Then we take the
Yeah.
right turn up into Titans Grove. So,
Yes.
but even going this easy, this goes pretty quick.
Quicker than you hoped for.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens to this BC group on Titans Grove and afterwards.
I would expect the Bees will put a good burst on through the segment itself, and it's going to be hard for any of the C's to keep up with that.
Well, it's a pretty shallow climb. If somebody can stick in a bit of draft, the C's that are here, or some of the C's that are here, are have a pretty strong, 30-second to a minute. Yeah.
I know Orang from ATP, he's definitely been a B in the past. So
yeah, I've raced him in the Bs for sure.
He's pretty regular in the winter series as well.
Yeah.
So Scorekeeper is back with the A group now. So
Yep.
They've got a group of 4 back there. Yeah, Scorekeeper's ensured that he's beaten the Japanese rider, well, by multiple places, probably for at least 2 of the 3 sprints, and certainly beaten him in all 3 sprints. So he's got the advantage he needs.
Yeah. He was saying that he just wants to build up enough points that he can actually let him go on the climb.
Yes, I think he was more concerned when there was 2 of them, that's 4 and 8 points lost to the finish, so it's harder work to do it, but I think given that we know one of them won't be in the results, that helps.
Yes.
I believe Scorekeeper's on 499 points, so he does need a win to get to 500.
Yep. So Ali just sent me a message saying, kind of explaining everything here. So he's saying exactly what we were following in the chat messages. It's pretty good.
And it's been a good race for Ali so far. He's won all 3 sprints, and the points behind have been spread around really. So I've kept track of the B scores, and he's got a 6, 7, 8, and 9 point lead over everyone else.
Yeah, no, and that's what always happens with Ali. I'll think I'm doing pretty good, and then, but I'm not. So we do have a question from the YouTube live chat. What's everybody think about the new font?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't love it, but it's I'm not excited about it. It looks fine.
It's soft on the eyes.
I don't know if I even say that. I'd say there's a few letters. There's some letters I don't like that get hard to read when it's small. Like the rider list on the right is. I don't think that's as easy to read as it was.
Yeah.
And the 1 in 7 was initially a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah, but once you've seen it a few times, it's not a big deal.
Then you got you. Yeah.
So I get the font. The font's fine.
It's
I don't
definitely
love
a weird
it.
one.
Yeah, I don't love it, but it's there's worse fonts out there.
Yeah.
I prefer how it looks in game than how it looks on Zwift Power.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Worse.
I think that comes back to, as you say, some of the letters are a little bit harder, and Zwift Power there's a lot more words and names, whereas numbers, give them a Zwifty style. Why not?
Yeah.
Hey guys.
So there's some chatter in the age about whether the 4 of them match the B's and the C's. And evening, Brent.
Mark.
I thought you were in a race, Brent. You were signed up in the pen.
I was going to say the same.
So were you, Tatum. I was like, I'll watch Tatum and I'll jump in. It's like, never mind.
Standing still.
Still in the pen.
See, I followed someone that I knew was going to go. Scorekeeper very rarely sits in the pen and watches.
It's funny because, like on your stream, he shows up in the normal scorekeeper kit, but on mine, he's got the jerseys. So I was like, scorekeeper's wearing new kit? My mind is blown. But no, he's just got like the sprint jersey and stuff.
I wonder what made him decide to wear the epic kit.
Yeah. So looking at Velhino's Zwift Power profile, that's some goofiness with a 433 watt 20 minute. And it's Zwift Power. It's Z Power. So
he's out.
Yeah. I gotta say, I forget to watch for that anymore because there's just not a lot of people left riding Z Power in races, so it seems to come up a lot less.
The really good thing is that they're only really NACAT now. They're not. There was definitely a lot more there in other cats before cat enforcement.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, no, very much. And so this group is Still all together here with the B's and C's. The A's have dropped off or taken off on the front, and yeah.
Looks like Alan Chevel's joined up with the D's now.
Okay.
But in fact, only 2 of the D's. We've had a split. Actiger is now nearly 2 minutes clear of people, and those are the two Zwift power D's.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so there's a couple of A riders back there, a minute behind Alan and Mike. So that's interesting.
Yes, I believe those 2 were lost on the little bit of the epic that we climbed.
Yes, they were. So yeah, that's.
And one of them, the Chinese rider, is a Cat B on Swift Power.
Yeah, so I presume he may be may have been cat enforced into. Yeah, given his power curve, I'd say he was likely cat enforced in. Yeah. With a.
I do find it hard to predict cat enforcement though, because every time I lose Cat B, I then get Cat B back.
Yeah, so
weeks later.
He's got 40 minutes at 4 watts per kilogram. So at 40 minutes, so and then a sharp drop off for that, and it's flat all the way back to 20 minutes. So no, I say he's definitely a cat enforcement A.
I can tell that they're not listening to the broadcast in the race because they're of course chatting about that too.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys, we got her.
Well, guys, I'm gonna jump off here for just a second, and I'll be back at hopefully before that climb starts.
Okay. I might be away by the time you get back, but enjoy your little break. Greg.
Well, it won't be long until the climb does start. We're in the twisty section already.
Are you going to be doing this at all, Mark? Brent?
I think I'm going to try tomorrow.
Which
I
number?
do really, really want to do it. The 1 p.m. my time one, so it's at 4, 5?
The afternoon one, yeah. So that race, yeah, 4, 5, yeah.
No, well, 1 p.m. Brent's time, that will be the 8 p.m. for us.
Yeah.
I'm hopefully doing
like
3 in a little while. But you don't want to join me with the number 3?
At 5 a.m., man?
It's not even that. Race 3 would be about 2 a.m. for you, Brent.
Oh, 2 a.m. Even I thought there was a 5 a.m.
Yeah, there is a 5 a.m. one as well, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2 a.m. I don't know, man, Tatum, I've done 2 a.m. racing. It's very unpleasant.
It is. I get you.
I'm actually supposed to play hockey at like 10 o'clock tonight, so maybe I'll just be warmed up.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, how's it going?
Evening.
Yeah, waiting for Craig to leave.
Craig's back.
Hey!
All right, I gotta go.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
I had to go get myself a tree climber IPA.
There you go.
It's important to hydrate on these longer routes.
It is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that has electrolytes in it too, which is also important.
Definitely. And you know, so you got to refuel with some calories. So I got a cookie. So
Now I got to remember, it's Reverse Titans Grove. Is that the segment they're about to come up to?
no, forward Titans.
Forward
Yeah,
Titans, the long
The
Titans.
long Titans, yeah.
And the games are afoot. Interesting that both Terry and Nate are dropping back. That's much more of a gamble when there's bees in that group.
I don't know if you guys will agree. This is the long Titans, but it's the one that hurts a little less.
No, I wouldn't
That's
agree.
my
This one kinda hurt.
opinion.
This
My
one hurt.
opinion. The other one is just.
The other
Ugh.
one is hard, yes, because everybody goes to that bit harder. Yes.
Yeah.
I find riding the long one with the bees is like much more doable than riding with the A's. The long one in the A's is just terrible. The short one in the A's is short.
It's quick.
The short one in the B's, like there's way more guys that can drop 2-minute big power in the B's and can hold that big climb all the way across the top.
Yeah.
Ask us again in 3 days' time what we feel about riding the short one at the A's.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I'm not. My little nemesis, it's the one that got me dropped last time we did that course.
I remember what A race were we doing, Mark, that I was just right dangling off the back of this one you guys dropped me on? That was
Was that Winter League?
that's what it would have been. Herd Winter Racing for sure. Yeah, and you were the top B that made it across, and I was the first B that didn't.
Yes, we were together on the last hairpin, and then
Yeah.
very nearly both made it.
Oh, yeah, they must be in the segment now. Scorekeeper's dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so Chris Stewart has got himself a 2-second advantage on Ali going into this, and Nate was definitely the furthest to see back at the start line. I'm not sure though whether Chris Stewart was playing games or if he's struggling a bit because the other bees are pressing on now and he's not going with them.
It's going to be a showdown between these two, Scorekeeper and Saunders.
Yeah, they can both. They're both quite strong. And I didn't see what the time. Did anyone see what the time the Japanese pro dude put up?
Yeah.
So that
4:34.
Yeah, 4:34. Yeah, then that's the two of them both put up 4:34. So
Yeah, well. One guy's. I suspect this Japanese guy is quite legit.
I got that
Yeah,
impression. Yeah.
He seems legit, just not the other bugger.
No.
He's legit, but he's not exactly playing fair by using the other guy. He's treating it much more as a workout opportunity than a race between the others.
Yeah.
And that's what Scorekeeper said in the desert as well. He said, "No, just getting ways to play fair." That's the Japanese guy.
Yep.
So we've got 3 bees breaking away on the climb here.
Yeah, and I mean those guys are huge, strong bees. Yeah.
This is going to be quite a fast time around here.
Yeah, I think these 3 are going to have fast times. Ali definitely had a tail gun advantage over both of these guys, so
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just follow them over the top.
yeah.
Are the Bs through the Cs? Is that what's going on here?
The Bs and Cs started this. They've been together since partway through Fuego Reverse.
Okay.
So
I just noticed that all of a sudden that Scorekeeper and Saunders were like making up massive gaps of time on the group in front of them, and I'm like, oh, that's a whole different set.
Yeah.
So, looks like the Bs have dropped the Cs.
they've dropped some of the Cs. So it does look like. Yeah. So these three have dropped the rest of the Bs and Cs, I guess. Because
Gotcha.
Chris S and Timmy Time and Galantomos are all in the Bs, are with that lead C group.
Just ahead of these two A's.
4:31.9 is Ali's time in the Bs.
Which is faster than
Whoa.
the lead, the Japanese guy there in the A's.
And
Yeah.
Scorekeeper and Saunders are flying through the B and C group.
Yep.
Yeah.
3:58.
4 minutes.
3:58.
0.3 seconds between them.
That's insane.
Whoa.
And Nate,
It-
so Nate was 4:47.
Saunders has got the jersey.
Yeah, Saunders
Yeah.
got by 0.3 seconds.
Oof.
So it looks like Terry blew up.
Yes.
He got dropped there. So Nate had won that, and Terry's fourth, and he's 20 seconds behind. He's 30 seconds behind now. That's going to be tough to get back on.
That race you were talking about, Mark? Guess how fast I did it that day.
I'm trying to think what my time would have been that day, but was it 4:20s? Was it?
3:59.
I was 3:59. There we go.
Third winter race in
Yeah.
February 2022.
Jeez.
There was a bit. I mean, it was a group of like 7 or 8
Yeah.
Yeah.
across the top.
I don't think
Oh,
I've ever
Terry
gone,
had-
I haven't gone under 4 minutes there before.
No, I think I would have been. So I don't think I was in the same race as you on that one, Brett. But that
No. So
that was in February, right? Yeah. So I was
February 2022. Yep.
Yeah. So I was 4:14 in that race. I did a 4:12 in 2020 in ZRL as my best. So.
Yeah, crazy. So those guys were smoking it, just the two of them, to put that much time in.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll sit in here with these Cs till they hit the sprints.
I would. I mean, so the front three Bs sat up.
Okay.
Or two of them did. Two of them did.
One of them remains. Yeah.
So one of them stayed out there. Well, I mean, with the sprint coming up, I wouldn't go out I wouldn't stay with one guy as opposed to drop back with a half dozen.
They might need to give it a little gas to get up there. 10-second gap.
It's the mind games now, though. They're looking at each other to do it, and neither wants to help the other.
You're 100% right.
We've got Ed Fanton's hitched a ride with them, and I saw a message from Terry that he had some calf cramp on the climb there, so that's unfortunately what's seen him lose out.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah, he just completely shut off like at the last bend, so that had to hurt. That climb hurt. Steady, but it was good. Definitely got the pace picked up because I was worrying I was going to be on the bike for like 3 hours tonight if we're going at that Fondo pace at the start.
Well, yeah, especially if you hang in with the bees for a while longer, that's going to help.
Oh, yeah. I still got 3 energy bars and two bottles of Gatorade left, so I'm plenty on energy.
Yeah, that group is putting back time into Saunders and Keeper, so maybe they're not going to get up there.
Well, I mean, it depends. If Scorekeeper and Saunders want to push, then they'll get there. But
Yeah, of course. I guess I don't know. I mean, my gut tells me that it would be worth their while to make a little push and get up there for.
I don't know if you think you can try to draft off those two, that might be faster than even the slightly bigger group on the sprint. Nate, do you mind hitting mute there?
Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
I forgot.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting.
Just feels like if they just put a little dig in here, and then they could sit in nice and cozy, smash the next 2 sprints, and then they've got KOM reverse, start putting more time in. But
yeah, so I mean the risk is you don't make it and burn yourself up completely, where you've got 2 really fast A's that probably won't drop you on the flat from here to the sprint. If they're not pushing to get to this group right now, they probably won't between now and then. And you've got those 2 to draft in that sprint. So,
well, yeah, no. If I'm Ed Sen, I'm sitting right with these 2 guys. I'm not doing anything that they don't do.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying first, like I would think if I'm Scorekeeper and I'm Saunders and I'm seeing a group of C's 16 seconds up the road, I see them putting a little more gas on it. Looks like maybe here, but
And go for it. Yeah.
Scorekeeper's not going to get a draft off any of these guys anyway.
well, yeah, that's probably true. Except for he'll at least, he might have a little faster entry speed, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, especially comes from the tail gun, right?
Yep.
I know it's the 500 meter forward sprint, right? So yeah, he's not going to get much.
No. And so the problem is with Santon, he's got to make sure he doesn't get dropped through the S's. So that the S's are going to be hard for him, and then he's got to try and stay in the draft through the sprint to make it worthwhile.
There's a lot of sprinting on this course.
There is a lot of sprints.
And long ones.
Well, it's so
if you go flats twice.
Yeah,
This
so
long
Fuego twice, Fuego reverse once. I don't really call that a sprint, but there's sprints at the beginning and end of it. And then we've got Titans and Hilly reverse. The sprint both ways. So yeah.
Oh, wrong sprint. Reverse.
wrong sprint, Brent.
So it's the, well, I don't know. I'm looking at the Zwift Insider diagram.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at it. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one's coming up, but we got a couple primes first.
Yes, it was.
So what's that
Sprint
order
reverse
mark on
is
the
next.
diagram? Is that just nothing?
What's that? Oh no, so that's going through the banner at the start finish banner at the boardwalk.
Nope. Hang on.
Yeah.
A's at 5 watt per kilogram morning. Or question of will they catch? Yes, they will, and they're bringing Ed back.
They have brought Ed back already, yes.
There you go. So there's the catch.
Yeah.
And interestingly as well is that there's another A that Terry is trying to latch on to here, and this
I
is
think he
Terry's
has,
chance.
yeah. It looks like he has latched on.
Just needs to hang on there. It's a little bit longer, and that group is going to be there. Go on, Terry.
Hope so.
Saunders is pushing the group on a bit.
He is. Yeah.
I think that's the thing. The guy bringing back Terry is an A, so I think Saunders maybe doesn't want that A back.
Yeah.
You see there. That A, J Sen, is not 8 seconds behind, doing 5.5.
Yeah.
And Terry's doing a big sprint now to try and get back on his wheel.
I think I'm going to switch to watch Terry here for a second.
I think he's lost the wheel. A few seconds back.
Yeah, I think he just gave up.
Yeah.
Probably James
it-
Bailey that made this course.
It was. I'll give him credit there. But so I'll say Terry still has a chance to get back on himself here. Like the group's
Yes,
not going.
if Terry,
Yeah.
The
The group's going to slow now a bit.
Yeah, so the group's not going super hard, and the S's are coming up. If he goes hard on the uphills, he's got a chance to get there before the sprint.
Oh, he's gonna have to
is
go.
this where we see Nate on the front now? Is Nate's going to try and stop Terry or make it extra hard for Terry to come back?
Oh,
Yeah, you see, there he goes. You heard that.
I think Terry's listening too.
Well, if you are Terry, you're so close. Come on.
No, he's 8 seconds. He can make that.
Gonna have to go now to get there before the sprint, though.
Well, so he's got to pump this. He's got to go hard as he hits the bottom of each one of these.
Yeah. Hit the rollers.
Yeah.
He needs to channel his inner Chris Roberts.
Yeah. Pump it. For everybody that's done a TTT with Chris Roberts.
Yes.
And he's doing it. Yep. You can go a little harder than that, though.
13 seconds. 14.
Oh, this is going to be tough. Yeah.
Well, I think they're picking up a little speed here, unfortunately for him. I'm looking at the numbers, and there's a little more gas coming through here. They're not sitting at like 120 watts.
There was a B off the front, Stoker, who has seemingly decided to end his race.
Yeah. So he'd made a comment there that it looked like he wasn't going to be able to finish. So.
Yeah. It's one of the challenges of these long courses is reality intrudes.
At times. Yeah, so I had been hopeful I was going to be able to give this course a go, but it doesn't look like I can.
The shoulder in the way?
Well, so I can take my sling off, but day one I overdid it.
Okay. Sprint times went too quick from those other two.
Yeah,
There's,
I'm gonna.
Saunders and Scorekeeper are right on top of each other at the back of this group, and they're gonna launch like missiles.
I don't know.
They're gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit. They're going too slow down the hill.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you pedal first. No, you pedal first.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
hilarious, honestly.
Look at it.
And
Oh,
there
there
goes
we go.
Ali at 1200
Yeah.
watts. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, scorekeeper at 1397.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Unreal.
Oh,
so that was
And Saunders beat him by
Oh,
0.07.
got him!
no.
Oh.
Oh.
Jeez. That was
Talk
that
about
was
clash of the
tactical.
Titans.
Oh.
Do you know?
Unbelievable.
So
It's not every day that you topple a guy that's doing 18 watts per kilogram.
yeah, but do you know Ali was less than half a second slower than them, and
Yeah.
he was off the front, didn't tail gun.
I think
That's
the key there is that Ali had the higher entry speed and the
Yeah.
draft.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think they almost went too late, right? Like they did that
Oh,
little
they went way too late.
game
Way
with
too
each
late.
other. But if one of them would have gone a little earlier and stuck with the other group and got a little gas through it, they probably would have saved themselves that 0.03 of a second or whatever it was.
yeah.
They outsmarted each other.
The key really though was that Saunders had the draft power up, which is perfect when you're
Yes.
trying
Oh,
to keep
did he? And
Yeah.
what scorekeeper
Yes, he did.
Did scorekeeper have helmet or draft?
He had the van, the draft, and scorekeeper
Yeah.
didn't have any.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And Saunders hit it as they launched, so he sat behind scorekeeper at his
Yeah.
18s.
Yeah.
Well, that's all part of the fun of the game of Zwift.
It is.
Oof.
It is. I was never prouder than the one time I beat Orjan in a sprint in a bullseye on in London.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
feeling.
Like beat him in the whole race or beat him on one sprint?
One sprint.
Yeah. That's about my record on Origin too.
Yeah.
I probably get one out of every race, the one that he decides not to go on.
No, I mean, so he did go on that one. It was just I was looking for the Orjan train as he was powering up before the start line. I had a draft truck and I was right in his draft the whole way and just got him. So
Nice.
yeah.
I think I got him once on Queens Highway
Yeah.
because I left early and got enough speed on the downhill going into the turn that he couldn't catch me on the hill going back up.
Yep.
Him and I have been having fun on Wednesday mornings with Bullseye. We've been riding with the
Yeah,
bees.
you guys
And
are a
then
great group.
and the A's have been quite quiet, so I just hold back and wait for the bees to come around and lick me up, and we have some fun.
Good stuff.
I was so sad I missed the bullseye this week at work.
Yeah. I streamed it because I wanted to watch. I wanted to see it. But yeah, it was that's fun. That new format with some of the courses.
Yeah. All right, guys. Listen, I'm gonna say goodnight. That is me done.
Thanks.
It was good having a bit of chat.
Okay.
Hey, Tatum.
Thanks for dropping
And-
in.
Cheers, Tatum.
Good luck to you guys that are doing this over the weekend.
And good luck to you in about 9 hours' time.
Yes. Thanks. All right. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
It's kind of nice for this group that they have a big group to ride with. That makes this much more tolerable.
It does. The yeah. So Ali definitely interesting with he won the tail gun there. Nobody's going super hard here. Oh, I spoke too soon. There goes scorekeeper and Saunders.
Painfully, Terry has got to within 4 seconds again.
I think this is a good strategy from Allies to get back up. Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah, he did. He did. I
Come on,
think.
Terry.
I don't think. Yeah, scorekeeper and Saunders aren't going though. Yeah, everybody's going to catch them. There,
They're
I'm gonna.
going. I don't. These guys are 2-3 seconds behind. You think they're going to catch up on the whole way? I think they're going to do this the whole way across. Oh, now he's really laying back.
Oh,
All right.
Terry. Oh, Terry. Oh, yeah. He's not gonna get it.
Well, I think the screw's breaking up. Like, I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot more gaps open here.
Yeah, we might see a complete coming together of all the C's again afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I think Terry's just about cooked. It looks like, because he didn't have anything for that. Like, that steep section, you can make up the 8 seconds he was behind on that steep section if you go hard enough. And
Yep.
he doesn't have it. He's cooked. Which, I mean, he went hard on some of those early ones. But.
And he's been probably going at quite a good sort of threshold pace just to try and get that gap closed.
Yeah, he's been going hard for a while to try to stay in touch.
Hopefully he can still limit his losses on this climb, because the C's, well, Nate still got the 2 OTRBs, but otherwise they're all 1 by 1 now.
Yep.
So perfect ride for Nate here. He can follow on the 2 Bs who aren't really going flat out, and that's going to be fastest hill for Nate.
Yep.
We're going to get another sprint out at the front.
Up at Saunders and Scorekeeper. Well, I think they're going to be. I'm surprised they're going to be. I think they might fall behind the Wes guy here. I think they're going to be a little too conservative. I should have had a little more juice through here.
Well, I mean, they only did a 4:12. That's not especially fast.
Yeah, it's not that fast.
He's off.
Well, so Scorekeeper's in the draft of one of the Bs here.
Yes, he's following back.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to lose Ali.
Yeah, Saunders is right there. They're not going anywhere.
No, nobody's going anywhere, but... Well, Bach was trying to lose Ali, I think.
I think that was a miscalculation.
Yes. It's really hard to lose Ali. That's experience speaking.
Well, and with two, like Saunders and Scorekeeper are going to get dropped, so even if you pull off...
Well, I think he was hoping that those two would surge to him
I'm with them.
and drop Ali, yeah.
But you got to know they're going to do a big sprint.
Too, right?
You got to latch on.
Yeah.
Saunders has gone with the draft.
Oh,
Scorekeeper with the feather.
Oh.
I think feather's better here,
Scorekeeper's
especially
got it.
15
Well,
watts per
behind
kilogram.
too.
Yeah, 15 watts per kilogram from Scorekeeper. 13, yeah.
But see, 423.
Yeah, yeah.
They're a little too. I mean, whatever. Maybe they're not. I mean, all the stuff about fairness and all the rest. But
Well, I think Takasugi said something about he might stop at the bottom of Epic. So
those guys must have to go into a whole new level of hurt to do those big climbs. I mean, I get it from us. Like, it's it's a 20-minute climb, but like those guys must just turn themselves inside out doing what they do.
well, yeah, it's more like volcano effort for longer.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It was a 450 for Nate.
Yeah, 450 for Nate, 507 for Ryan Wang.
All right, now to the trip through the desert.
Yeah, with one little sprint.
Little.
Oh, this one's this is interesting. So Ali's leading the A's.
He must have had a fast descent to get back up there.
Yeah. Well, I say he pushed a bit on the descent. I think he was hoping to leave the other bees behind here.
Well, Send is dangling.
He's not dangling. He stopped. I think he might be done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ali says they're making it top.
You thought they were going to go with help, but now they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it up another 30 minutes.
Yeah. And then climb. Yeah.
Well, it's not 30 minutes.
No,
through the
no,
desert.
I know.
I meant the whole thing. But.
Yeah. Thanks, scorekeeper. Not all races are this tough.
This is a long race.
This is a really long race.
Their time is going to be pretty reasonable, though. They're going to be
Oh, yeah.
close to a little over 2 hours.
For the Bs, and maybe a little under for the As, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to go faster when they start going uphill.
I think they'll go under 30 minutes.
I don't think they'll go under 2, but I think they'll be just over it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's where I'd be seeing from this point. God, I did an 88K road race in real life. When I finished, I was solo off the back by myself.
Yeah.
And then but in any event, I sprinted at the finish anyway to look good, and my legs cramped so bad I fell over off my bike.
Excellent.
I was I couldn't get off my bike. I had to stay on it standing up because my legs had cramped straight, and I had to pedal around like that. Or just coast for 3 minutes until I could bend my legs and get off my bike again.
Perfect.
The people were looking at me what is wrong with you?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people have been sending me the memes about age-appropriate pastimes. Yeah.
There's definitely one guy older than me who beat me that race.
Yeah.
He was a good cyclist.
Well, this is the BMX injuries, though, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that too, I'm sure. I say as I play lacrosse Wednesday, I go to play hockey tonight.
Yeah. If I hadn't hurt my shoulder, I would be starting soccer next weekend. So
yeah, there you go.
I play a fall league normally.
Only as old as you feel, but unfortunately the injuries make you feel a lot older, a lot faster.
They take a little bit longer every year.
Oh my god.
Little longer every year. So it looks like Nate's in a pair with Timmy time. I don't know if that's going to hold up here.
Yeah, Timmy time doesn't seem to be too interested in catching back up to the other bees, though. They're holding that 30-second gap to the ATP pair pretty steady.
Yeah, and yeah, I think if I was Nate, I would probably do this. He's probably the best sprinter out of him, Wang, and Santon. It's going to be interesting because Terry, if everybody's sprinting with little to no draft, Terry might be able to match or beat you. So.
Man, the terror of HSRL. Oh god, how hard am I gonna have to go all by myself to do this?
Well, Saunders has gone early.
No kidding.
That's
Oh wow.
What?
that's I don't see the benefit for that because it's before the segment time. I mean, he'll have the entry. Wow, it's no.
Does he think he's gonna lose and then he wants to be up the climb first?
I mean, I think it is a fair point that I think if these two are top two, then it's going to come down to who gets to the finish first. Because they've been sharing it out enough, I don't think it's possible for...
Ali's won all but one. I think Ali's got enough points. Yeah.
Yes, but for the A's, I mean.
No, I mean sorry. Yeah, for the A's, scorekeepers won. So Saunders only beat him on one so far. I don't.
No, yeah, he got both Titans and he got.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
And he got forward sprint.
Oh.
So it's 3-2. I think scorekeeper would have gained at least 2 points on the long desert sprint, but yeah, it might not be enough to get. I mean, he's going to get a faster time here. Saunders at 6, scorekeeper at 14, fading a little. No, back to 14.
Oh, Ali had a dropout there, I think. Shoot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a bad spot.
He's caught on with the next group by the looks of it. But...
He has.
And now Saunders has stopped pedaling. Like, he has to keep riding here, otherwise.
Is he just decided? Is he just done? Like, I don't understand.
He might be. Oh no, he's going again now. I don't understand that at all.
Does he think it's first across the line points? He's done the whole series. He can't think that, can he?
Hasn't he been doing tailgun and stuff too? I mean,
I thought so, but maybe not. Scorekeeper has. He might have just been watching Scorekeeper.
Maybe. Yeah, he definitely tailgunned the sprint on the bridge.
Yes. No, you're right.
Although not to the A's, just as scorekeeper, I guess.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't he have gone early there if they were just both not pedaling down the hill? I don't know. Maybe something happened. Maybe.
Yep.
Well, no, something happened that made him go fast. I don't know. Quick snort of cocaine. I don't know. How did that get in there?
I don't know.
Maybe he knew he had to take a break. Maybe he knew he had to take a quick bathroom break, so he sprinted out the front and then ran to the can.
Yeah.
I've heard of dumber things happening in Zwift.
I don't get what Timmy Time is doing here. Ugh.
Yeah, why isn't he holding Nate's wheel? Or I guess he was, and now he's in front again?
He is a bit in front now.
Look, oh no, Allies back in the group. So even with that drop, Ally got back to the front group. So there you go.
Yeah, in fact, it was the Danish guy has had to work a bit to make it back.
Yeah. So I just got a line drop from Guy DeBell here. So yeah, he's frustrated to miss today's race, but I guess he's out for 8 weeks after a real life crash.
Oh no, Guy!
Yeah. So
Oh,
broken ribs and a cracked pelvis. Oh man.
No. He just gave me a ride on like last night.
Yeah.
Ah.
I feel better about my dislocated shoulder now.
Oh, Guy, heal up fast. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, we're on the eve of ZRL and everything.
Yeah, well, he's missing the full first season. Yeah. Oof.
It was a bike crash, you said?
Yeah, he said a in real life crash. He didn't say bike, but it was implied. You're on the message. You're in that message group too. He sent it to both of us. Yeah.
Quite an interesting result in the C sprint there is that Nate only had the 4th fastest time.
Oh.
So, and Ryan Wang had the fastest time. So that has closed the gap a bit up front. It could well come down to whoever finishes first between Nate and Ryan. But Nate does have the advantage of a 40-second lead at the current point.
Could it? Ryan's finished way down on 2 of them, I think, hasn't he?
I think Ryan's always been in the top 3.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So even though Nate has been beating him at a lot of them, he's only been gaining 1 or 2 points, and he's lost 3 points on Ryan on the last one. So.
Yep. Well, and some of it's going to come down to who actually finishes. So. But Nate's got 42 seconds on Ryan and 45 on Ed right now. I'm full minute on Terry, so it is looking good for Nate on that. And
And also looking at the results, despite that dropout, Ali did still get the fastest B time.
Yeah, well, so I'm not sure it was actually a dropout. I think it might have been strategic. I think he kind of was thinking about trying to draft scorekeeper, and then decided to just draft the guys he was with, and then beat them at the end.
So I think Ali's got 10-point lead now over the Danish rider, so that's pretty hard to beat. So even if Chris Stewart and Back beat Ali, I think Ali's probably got enough points on the bag here, so long as he beats Timmy as well, that can be the race run.
Yep. Oh, so it definitely is. The epic forward does not work properly, so I'm gonna have to go back through all the Facebook groups and Reddit threads and everything else and say that that's not the way it's going to work. But
we're not going to get points on Epic?
You can't get points on Epic. Just looking at the results on the first race, only 8 riders scored points.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, ducks.
Yeah. No, it was... So yeah, I'm going to have to go in and take that out because that bumped Rodian Shukovsky up over Sam Atkinson. Probably isn't right. So I'm going in to edit the results in race 1.
Yeah, I think that was only one person got points as it stands. So
Yep.
yes, the how did Sam Atkinson get beaten question? He didn't.
Yep. There. So I made the change. It'll take a while for that to rescore. 15 minutes, and then that should be done.
I think we got to give some credit to our D rider here. We were watching this Auxiger guy, and I know the Ds start 15 minutes or whatever before the A's, but he's still like in the desert. Like he's doing a hell of a job.
He is. He's been steady. Yeah. Doing great there.
Solid work in a lonely spot. So full credit there.
I'm gonna swap back to Terry. It looks like Terry's making time up again.
He's back.
He's on Santon's wheel, and they're only 7 seconds back of a Wang. Am I looking at that right?
I'm looking at 3 right now.
3? Okay, sorry, I was looking at those with Power Live. So.
Yeah, no, they've caught. Yeah, so they're a group of 4 now, with Terry, Ryan, Ed, and one of the A's here.
Obviously, the A has this time given Terry a nicer lift than the previous A.
Yeah.
And it's 20 seconds now to Nate, so that gap's come down as well, and the A is probably going to chase Nate down.
It looks like, yeah, that's about to get interesting.
Sorry. I'm reading the chat. Oh my goodness. Do not recommend going for a full bathroom break, Timmy time. I don't think the extra however many grams that would be will make a difference on the climb.
No.
Well, that being said, like these times on the climb too are going to be like these guys are all within catching climbable range. Like 20 seconds on that climb is nothing.
No, yeah, they don't have to catch him in the desert.
But they will, because it's 12 seconds now.
Well, yeah, but Terry should not put any effort in. It's just draft. Because it's...
However, the A's just dropped them.
He has, yep. Doesn't matter. I guess Terry...
It's probably close enough now.
Yeah, there's
and Terry's going to make sure.
Yeah, there's 2 options here. It's either drop the 2 guys you're with and pick up the A, or stay with them. So Terry, I probably should have predicted, has jumped to the A.
The C is going to be the race to watch as we get into the climb.
It does look like. But it looks like, yeah, so Ed and Ryan jump back on, so, and they've just caught Nate.
And one of our remaining Bs, the Danish rider, I think has indicated in the chat that he is not going to do the climb.
Oh, that was Bach?
Yep.
Yeah. I've got to say, until and I can't shut it off without causing a mess. Until listening and hearing the in-game sounds on this broadcast, I never realized that there was a lawnmower going through Zegas there.
In the desert?
Well, in Las Vegas there.
I probably haven't listened to the in-game noise, like except for the first 15 seconds, and I went, "What's that?" and found a way to turn it off.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the only in-game noise I get is the kudos dings.
yeah. So
Right on.
yeah, I get them because yeah, the sandbox copy I'm running is got its whole thing. So because I've never bothered turning the sound off there, and I'm not sure it would even save.
How many races are going to be done for us to do the podcast today? I think it's going to be.
So
Like-
I was actually thinking we might not follow the lone D rider all the way to the top of the hill. Sorry, Mike, but yeah, there's no herd horse in that race, and yeah, he's kind of by himself there.
Yeah, he's 10 kilometers clear. I mean, well done to him. That's like scorekeeper. He's on 499 out of 500. So
Yeah.
it's a long ride, but it's going to give him that lovely perfect score.
Nice. There's another D showing up in the results, but he's way at the back.
Yeah, so it looks like Ali and Chris S, like they're gonna have a minute plus on everybody else in the Bs starting out. So that's a bit.
Yeah, well, it's between those two. It'll be interesting whether Chris has been saving himself for the epic or not.
Yeah,
He's not been charging after Ali on the shorter hills.
yeah. So it looks like Col de Saddle Springs, our A of initials and Timmy Time have dropped the trio of C's. Actually, it looks like Ed Santon got dropped at some point too. He's almost 40 seconds back.
Yeah. He must have maybe has hit a bit of a wall.
But the C race does look interesting coming up here.
Yeah, and well, I don't know whether my points tallies are correct, but I think Nate is 4 points ahead of Ryan and 8 points ahead of Terry, which does mean there's a scenario where any of them can win it.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, there's a fair chance I'll be out by a point or two, so we don't have a potential three-way tie scenario, but we might.
Well, actually, there might be a potential three-way tie with, yeah. And then the tiebreaker is the order of finish, so.
Well, they're on the climb now. The A's and Ally and Chris S.
Yep.
Stewart.
I don't know.
I'm checking the live results here.
Yeah, I think it is Stuart.
Chris Stewart from OTR.
Okay.
We've got two heads, two pairs looking at the other one to see, am I getting a gap?
This is some pretty, like, well, I know 4+, but still this early in this climb, that's no joke. It's a long ways to go.
Yep.
This could be the most strategically raced Epic KOM, at least for a bit, but I could see the Chinese rider catching up here, actually. He's only 38 seconds. I'm sure that they won't allow him to. They will do enough spurts to prevent that, but he's closer than he's been in a long time.
So if Ali can get up to the bridge, and I think Ali can draft off of Scorekeeper and Saunders across the bridge. It's shallow enough to do that. He could put quite a lot of time into Chris that way.
And Nate's applying the pressure in the seas. He's moving into a bit of a lead.
Yeah, it looks like Chris is having trouble keeping up there.
Yeah.
Which, like, fair enough.
Looks like Terry ran out of legs.
Oh, that's tough. I hate when you get those cramps.
Well, he just said, "Go for it, boys," and he's spinning at 2.5. So
He says my calves are shot. So that I know in my experience, like when these climbs come and you feel that, it's like you just can't even like put power out because every time you push it, your leg cramps.
Yep. I don't know if unfortunately I don't think I recorded the Discord sound of the second time I raced Whole Lot of Lava in ZRL, because I yelled quite loudly when my leg cramped on the last trip up the volcano.
Well, the seas are on the climb now too.
Yep.
And it looks like Nate looks like he's opened a gap even here on the lower slopes.
He's got 8-9 seconds on Ryan, over 30 on Terry. It looks like they just don't have anything left.
Wow, fair enough. Looks as though the Chinese rider has stopped putting time into the lead A's, well, or this main group FAs, whatever. I know there's that Japanese guy off the front, but even he isn't drafting off that Brazilian dude anymore.
No.
And Nate is doing like huge numbers here.
That
wonder if he just decides you try and crack him.
He's kind of eased off a bit here, so I think a lot of it was the surge on the steepest part, but that is where you make the biggest difference. Not to mention, if you break somebody's will, you've won too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you can crack them there, the question is then you just gotta be careful you haven't
cracked yourself.
Yep. Yeah, because there is still like a lot of climbing to go.
Yeah, so it looks like in the chat, Bach is gonna drop out now.
And we're back to where we started. Chris is back. They've
Yep.
Oh yeah,
They're
he
not
caught
gonna
on the bridge.
they're-
That's a big
they're
surge.
not
Nicely
going to
done.
set up. But are we going to pretend this isn't a climb and just have a sprint at the finish?
They might.
Oh,
I mean, Allie can drop him. Scorekeeper can drop Saunders. Yeah.
I think that was just like it was just flatter, so they just weren't
Yeah.
smashing it. Let's just wait till we get here, like through the village, then we'll see some stuff happen. All right, isn't this the side that goes through the village and up under the tunnel before you
It
get to
is.
the
Yep.
rollers?
Yeah. So
That's where that to me is where this climb always is kind of either made or broken, is in that tunnel.
in the
You
tunnel.
can-
Yep.
If you can stay strong through the tunnel, then you get to the rollers, you can kind of punch recover. But if you crack on the tunnel, the long ways to the tunnel.
There was an HWR or HBR where I went hard in the beginning and drafted the lead guys across the bridge, and then Becca didn't catch me until partway through the tunnel. She was kind of starting to get worried. It was always going to happen.
I think this is hard pace, but not murder pace. These guys are riding, I gotta say. There goes some 4+. All right, never mind.
Yeah, you said that right as Allie was going at 4.5.
Yeah.
And this is where, for the 2Bs here, this is where they definitely want to go hard to have some draft through the tunnel.
Yeah, and well, Chris is using his draft power up as we speak.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's dropped too far for it to be of any use.
Yeah,
just a bit.
I mean, this would be a critical moment if the E's were going to press on, but I don't think they will. As they do 6.
Yep.
Saunders is certainly like putting it to scorekeeper. Like he's not just gonna let him coast around and then beat him in the sprint. Like he's
Nope.
gonna make him do it.
Well, that's Chris gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I was going to say the C's is quite interesting as well. It's still the gaps are staying steady. They're not widening.
well, so I think Ryan is dropping back further from Nate and more towards Terry. It's going to be interesting to see whether Terry catches Ryan.
Yeah, he said he didn't have much, but he's holding it. He's holding in there.
He's riding steady. I mean, he's not.
Yep.
He can't ride threshold right now, but he's riding steady.
I feel like scorekeeper is bird dogging these guys a bit.
Yep.
At least he's got the right color Tron on. I'll give him that.
Yep. So, I don't know whether he's a listener or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to ask him sometime.
I wish we had like voice masking technology. I'd love to have him on. Or her.
Whoever it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would just be the most interesting conversation.
I have actually been chatting to him on Companion app this evening.
Oh yeah? I sent him one message, but he didn't respond to me. But lots of times when we'd line up for HSRL or whatever, he has a little chat with me in the little DMs.
He's been telling me what power-ups he has, so I decided not to share that information just in case. But
No.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Or she. I keep
but
saying he. I don't know.
They.
Yeah, exactly. The avatar looks like a guy, so that's my default position.
Yep.
yeah, the gender is set to male on Swift Power, so
Exactly.
yes, you could easily have an account on the Facebook under some common name, and no one would ever know.
We might have to do is see if they'd like do like a message exchange or something when we're on
Yeah.
like Zwift or something and just ride around and then like read it into the podcast or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate is holding strong. Oh, that
Ryan
gap's
has
down to
been closing
5
the gap.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan's been closing. It's 10 seconds. 40 to Terry now. So. I mean, it's a good 30 seconds between, or 45 now between Ali and Chris. That's gone up just in the past couple seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris has settled into, I think, second place.
Yeah.
We can infer that Scorekeeper and Saunders are having a nice little private message chat.
You think so? They're putting enough messages in the like
Yeah.
chat. I don't know. I do hope one of these two wins this race. It would be a bit of a shame if even Wes guy wins it. No offense, Wes guy.
I'm pretty sure that Scorekeeper is at minimum 7 points ahead of the Res guy. Which, yeah, if Saunders beats Scorekeeper, it could be quite close between the three of them.
That gap is closed down to 4 seconds between Nate and Ryan. Oh my god. Go on, Nate. You can do it. Interesting. This is like for a race that went over 2 hours for 70 some odd kilometers. It's a very interesting end to a bunch of races.
It is. And yeah, right at the end. Yeah, Ryan trying to reel in Nate, and then, I mean,
That
it
Chinese
looks.
rider has made up 20 seconds in the last kilometer too.
Yeah. I mean, Ali drafting off these two A's is probably the most decisive with the gap on Chris here, but
Yeah.
other, of course, than Atchinger, who I believe is got a 5-minute lead.
Is there only these 10 racers left in the race? Is that? Well, the 2 guys who finished off the front.
I make it 12.
Yeah.
What I'm currently trying to ascertain is, I have a feeling that the res rider, may have quit the event before reaching the top.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So I don't know if Ali is complaining that they're drafting off of him, which was what was happening at the instant that I said that. But he's definitely getting a boost from riding with these guys.
I would 100% be complaining just like that too. Like, what am I doing? What are you 2 donkeys doing behind me? Get up there and ride your bikes. Which, yeah, you might be right about that Takasugi guy.
Because Zwift Power Live is suggesting he hasn't finished, but I
He's
looked
not
him
showing
up on the app.
road.
But and on the app, he's gone past the finished distance. He's into the 80 kilometers, whereas Zwift Power Live has lost him. So, yeah, it looks like he's done the honourable thing and
He said he was going to, so yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Still good in the world, people.
I'm not sure. It's still showing scorekeeper. Oh no, it's still showing scorekeeper in 4th, so he might have finished. It might have been the heat of the moment with the other guy there.
So I think it won't show scorekeeper as ahead of him position-wise until he actually passes whatever point he would have quit the crit event.
Yes, you're right. Yep, no, you're right. It's not showing him finished. He's likely done.
Meanwhile, Nate does look to have pulled quite a good lead away now.
Yeah, so I think Nate put in a little dig and built up some more, and he's, yeah, I think he's probably got it now, but there's still lots of time.
We're getting into our downhills.
Yeah.
Are we going to see an attempted attack into their downhill here?
Yes.
That Chinese guy's up to 13 seconds. I don't know what he's got left in the tank, but if he starts smashing it here.
I don't think if he starts smashing it, he's going to catch these guys, but not if they see him.
Even if he does and gets even a 10-second advantage,
yeah,
there'll be a crazy sprint.
He might win. He might get the. Well, there's no points in the climb.
Yep.
He would have the fastest time.
First, we actually. Oh, there he is. Okay. Now they're going.
think if I'm Saunders here, I do try and get a jump and make it long.
It looks like Nate's put some more time back into Ryan, so that's good. Nice work, Nate. Is Ali just trying to try and win this like all straight up?
I think
I
he
think
was
so.
trying it there.
That would be amazing.
There's a gap here. If scorekeeper wants to make it long,
Yeah.
and he's going for it.
Saunders isn't quite responding by the look of it.
You said Power Zoo.
He just hooked up his drill, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like for their standards, they haven't gone that hard at the climb. So
they haven't. No. I think even Ali probably hasn't. We'll see what it is for a time, but he's gone hard in spots, but to stay with these guys. But there's been spots where he's not been going that hard.
Yeah, it hasn't been like a full out 4.5 to the top type
No.
climb. Oh, a little super tuck action. Still not showing Takasugi as having finished on Zwift Power Live.
So he probably didn't. He probably quit.
Yeah. New font is good. I disagree. I think it's 77 times worse, which is also 11. Oh, I kid Zwift, but it's a little weird.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah, I try not to be too weird about things. It feels like a change that wasn't really super necessary, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's. I get the graphic design and marketing people like to make changes, and somebody, yeah, wants to change something. They've got lots of reasons they want to. Okay, it's a change.
Yeah.
It's got people talking about the change. It's done that. Yeah.
Yeah, did we talk about the trainer thing on the last podcast? I don't think we did.
What trainer thing?
The new Zwift trainer.
The new Zwift trainer. We didn't talk about the new Zwift trainer. We're gonna have to talk about that at the Tron.
Yeah, I mean, we won't use up all our content on this, but I was like, kind of like, oh, I might buy a new trainer.
Nobody's gonna listen to this. We're
What?
two and a half hours in. If anybody gets to this point,
There's 15 people watching right now. Who doesn't love us right now?
Give them a secret word, and if they comment it, that proves that they've listened. But well, here we go. Is Ali a scorekeeper for the win?
Here we go.
Are they going to go for it?
So scorekeeper is now showing seconds, so that confirms that the Japanese rider did stop, and Ali's going for it. I think scorekeeper is going to let him have it.
Did he race in the A's or did he start 5 minutes ahead?
What's that?
Ali, he must have raced he started in the B's, right?
He's in the B's, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So 24:38 for Ali on the climb.
That's pretty solid. At the end of, 80 kilometers of racing. Yeah.
I guess that's just it. I'm curious what my time will be tomorrow. I might be really happy with that if I got anywhere in the 20 some odds.
I wouldn't. Yeah, checking back in with Mike Etchinger, he's got his lead is up to 6 minutes 46 seconds. It's probably.
What's Nate doing? Is he still holding strong?
Yep. So we'll jump in with Nate. We'll follow Nate to the finish. He's getting pretty close. He's in the tunnel. Yeah. So he's got a minute on Ryan though. And a minute 41 on Terry. So it looks like scorekeeper left the world, and that gives Terry Leduc the sprint jersey.
Oh, that always feels good.
Yeah.
What, is that or it was just an hour ago, so the time's gone.
Oh, that might have been an hour ago. Yeah. And then his time would then immediately go as well. Yeah.
All right, well,
sorry, Jeff.
Well, Nate finishes, who I know is going to win here because he's also put a minute in. I might have to go take care of a few things before we might talk again soon. So
we will talk again soon. Not
good
for those
job,
listening to us, but yeah. Thanks for dropping in after you were available, Brent.
No problem.
All hands appreciated on this one.
It makes the time go faster.
It does.
Well, I will admit I've started watching the tennis a bit more closely than the cycling and the Zwifting.
Fair. I haven't been watching the tennis at all. It just makes me feel bad. I don't know if I'll play again, so. After ripping my shoulder up this good.
Yeah. It doesn't feel so bad about staying up later. There's two things to watch, and it's a weekend. But the odds of me waking up in time and feeling like, oh, let's go ride with Tatum for a bit, decreasing by the minute.
Yep. Fair enough. Tatum would love for you to ride with him.
Yeah. Thing is, rather than a big long ride tomorrow, I've more got my eye on some of those tiny races.
The tiny races look interesting. I think if I was able to really give it the beans right now, I'd be tempted to try the Snap Crackle Pop that OTR are putting on. Yeah, but yeah, those are. It's very similar in concept to the tiny races.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of. Yeah, it's an interesting little thing with the multiple hard efforts.
And also the fact that it is attracting pretty good fields. So
yes,
for the Zwift power ranking hunting, it offers an opportunity, especially if not picking and choosing them.
Yeah.
Nate's come to a stop here.
Nate has come to a complete stop. He has not yet finished. He has come to a complete stop, and
he's still there.
He's still there, but I lost view of him.
But yes, that's the.
Oh, I hope he hasn't No, I can still see him.
He's still there, but he's not moving, and Ryan is starting to close in. Oh, it's a nightmare way. He's had a trainer disconnect now.
I hope that's not what it is.
There goes Ryan.
There goes Ryan. And there... Oh, Nate's moving again.
Back. Oh.
Not fast yet.
It's hard to get moving at that gradient.
Oh, Nate. I wonder whether he seized up, whether he had a cramp as well.
Well, it depends, because I mean, if it's a minute's rest because of a trainer issue, then there's still a chance to use that energy. But if it is, cramp, then it's just get to that line. Whatever happens, Nate's definitely done enough to win the overall HSRL Cat C, as long as he does get to that finish line.
Yeah, so it's going to be tight. Terry's closing in on Nate now.
Yeah.
And Terry's seen it. Terry's going hard. Nate's pushing a little bit too. It's 20 seconds with one grade reversal and then that last climb to go.
Lands onto the final climb now. Oh, Terry's pushing the descent. Any speed he can get.
Oh, this is nail biting.
Got to get the power down before it starts going up.
And Nate does. Nate does have the power down.
I think
If
I was Terry, yeah, that's good from Nate. I think I'd have liked to have put the power down a bit earlier if I was Terry there.
I mean, there's still enough time here. I mean, it's 17 seconds, but it's steep.
Yeah, it's how long you can hold that speed from dropping.
Yep. If Terry can hold over 3, he's got a chance, though.
He's got the faster speed. So Nate almost.
Nate's blown up here. Oh, this is tough to watch. It was a great effort by Nate.
And there's still at least a minute to go of climbing here.
Yeah. Yeah, if Terry makes this stick, I think Ryan probably wins this.
Yes. It's touch and go. If it's Ryan from Nate, it's going to be very little between them.
Yeah.
But yes, if Terry goes in between them, then it's definitely the win for Ryan.
So Nate's sticking on Terry's wheel. It does shallow out here from here on in, or most of the way, so there is some draft effect for sure.
Yeah. And I think, as Terry didn't try to push on when he made the catch, I think we're gonna get a sprint. But the push to the line, it feels close, but it also doesn't feel very close. Ryan's just nearly at the line now, so congrats to him. Great effort. The most painful sprint of the race coming up.
Oh. I don't think Nate has it. I think Terry's got it.
Terry had that, yeah.
That's a great effort by Nate. I know he's given that everything right here.
Yeah. I think the points at which he stopped, if he just had a bit more, the game would give him a bit of momentum to get over that little bump, that could have made all the difference. But yeah, fantastic race there. And now you can stop pedaling.
And now you can stop pedaling, yep. And Ryan already did.
Yeah. Maybe you want to go a little bit just to get on the downhill and get those 3 kilometers.
I think most of us have not bothering with level up any worries anymore.
My hamstring went.
I thought so.
It completely went. I had to get off the bike, and
Yeah.
I couldn't. I almost didn't get back on.
Yeah.
And then my quads have gone. Everything.
Good effort, man.
Good.
Good effort.
Mucho respect. Yeah.
I haven't climbed like that in a long time, so that was definitely testing my limit.
Yeah. So I think. So Nate, great effort. We'll have to see what that means for results here. Yeah, I gotta say I don't know.
That hurt.
I predict second on the day.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's probably second for you, Nate.
Yeah, it's gonna be close, but
yep.
I'm just glad to finish. That hurt.
No, absolutely, and yeah, I think we'll just checking back in with Chinger in the D's. He's got almost a 10-minute lead. I think we'll just we'll leave that as done and move on. So thanks everybody, anybody that made it through the whole thing with us. My hat is off to you, and thank you very much. And we'll see everybody next week for the freshly renamed new series of the Herd Autumn Racing Experience, or HARE. So that's what we'll go with. I don't know if we'll do a broadcast next week where it is the time trial, so it is much tougher to do something interesting with the broadcast, unless we can get a group of people together to do something a little bit different, but kind of the same. I totally lifted that from one of my favorite YouTubers, but yeah, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Thank you very much to Nate, who joined from the course. Mark, it's an excellent debut. You made it the whole time. And Brent dropped in, and Chris dropped in. It was Tatum, team effort to fill the time here tonight. So.
Oh my God! Thanks, James, for his parting gift.
That was the last one. So from here on in, everybody can blame me.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.